In a lively neighborhood where the houses were packed tightly together and every face was familiar, there lived a man named Kassim. Today, many people knew him as a powerful, respected, almost untouchable man, but few remembered the child he once was. Kassim was not born into abundance. He grew up in the dust, often barefoot, sometimes with an empty stomach, watching other children play while he helped his mother sell small goods at the market. Very early on, he understood one essential thing. In this world, no one would come to save him. So he promised himself that he would succeed no matter the cost. Kassim was intelligent, but above all, ambitious. He worked harder than others, slept less, spoke with confidence, and learned quickly. Where some saw obstacles, he saw opportunities. The years passed, and slowly his efforts began to bear fruit. First a small business, then a second, followed by contacts, partnerships, and contracts. His name began to circulate. People said he was brilliant, sharp-minded, and had a strong sense for business. And one day, without truly realizing it, Kassim had succeeded. He owned a large house, a beautiful car, elegant clothes, and a phone that never stopped ringing. People no longer called him Kassim, but Mr. Kassim. Greetings became respectful, sometimes even fearful. And little by little, something changed within him. Instead of remembering where he came from, Kassim began to believe that everything he owned was solely the result of his own superiority. He started speaking harshly to others, despising those who had not succeeded like him. When an old friend came to ask for advice or help, Kassim would sigh, glance at his watch, and respond coldly. When an employee made a mistake, he humiliated them in front of everyone. To him, compassion had become a weakness. One evening, while visiting his mother, she looked at him for a long moment before calmly saying, "My son, a tree that grows too high without strong roots will fall at the first wind." Kassim smiled, almost amused. He kissed his mother, but deep down he mocked her words, believing they belonged to another time, to a slow and outdated world. He lived in speed, in power, in control. Over time, Kassim began to cut ties. He betrayed a loyal friend who had helped him at the beginning of his journey simply because a more lucrative contract appeared. He reduced his employees' salaries, convinced they had no other choice but to accept. He ignored the warnings of an experienced old partner who spoke to him about caution and patience. "Risk is for cowards," he repeated. "I always win." But life watches in silence. One evening, Kassim signed what he believed to be the contract of his life, an immense opportunity, impressive numbers, promises of rapid growth. Everything seemed perfect. Yet several people had warned him. Some documents were unclear, some clauses ambiguous, but Kassim refused to listen. He accused others of being jealous, too slow, too cautious. "Watch me and learn," he said arrogantly. At first, everything seemed normal. The first few weeks passed without issue. Then a second delay arrived, then silence. When he tried to reach his partners, the phones were switched off, the offices were closed, the addresses non-existent, the documents forged. In just a few months, everything Kassim had built over years collapsed. His accounts were frozen, his assets seized, his house was emptied room by room. The calls stopped, friends disappeared, those he once admired him avoided him, those he had humiliated looked away. One evening, Kassim sat alone in his large, now empty house. The silence was heavy. There was no laughter, no voices, no respect, and for the first time in his life, Kassim felt fear. It was at that precise moment that he understood a painful truth. It is not failure that hurts the most, but falling with no one left to help you back up. Desperate, Kassim returned to his old neighborhood, hoping to find a little human warmth, but nothing was the same. The looks were cold, the smiles absent, the doors closed. An old man whom he had once publicly humiliated recognized him. Kassim lowered his eyes, unable to meet his gaze. He had no arguments left, no pride. The old man slowly approached and said in a calm voice, "Pride made you rise fast, but it taught you how to fall alone." Those words struck Kassim like a blow. That day he cried, not for the lost money, not for the house, not for the status, but for the man he had become. Slowly, very slowly, Kassim began again. He asked forgiveness where he had hurt others. He learned to listen where he had spoken too much. He accepted starting over small, humbly. He never became as rich as before, but he regained something far more precious, his humanity. And even today, his story reminds us of an essential lesson. Pride can give you the illusion of greatness, but only humility allows you to last. Always remember this: it is not those who rise the fastest who win, but those who know how to remain human once they reach the top.